All right, so first, why did you want to come up to Northeast Indiana, specifically CNA Tool, Churubusco, and then on to Ash?
Because it's what we do. It's my, I think, 14th trip to DeKalb County, and I've been in Churubusco several times at the just riding circuit. And tonight in Granger, we just counted it up. I'll have my 110th overnight mooch. So it's no different than what we've been doing for years, and I think it's a big part of the job. I said when I was a candidate the very first time that I thought we needed to put the personal contact back in, and both to campaigning and to governing, and that if I were chosen, that I would continue to try to be accessible and just doing the same thing we've always done.
One of the gentlemen in the audience said, how can we talk you into running for the White House? Is somebody getting close to talking you into running for the White House?
Well, we're getting close to deciding. I've tried to be completely straight about this from the beginning. I said we had a job to do in the General Assembly, the things we reported on here today. And as long as that took, which could have been longer than the end of April, it would that'd be my focus. But as soon as we got it over with, we turn our attention to this other decision, and we are.
How much of your gubernatorial campaign style can you take to the presidential campaign? The RV, the staying in people's houses?
Yeah, well, you'd like, is what we do, so you'd like to take it all. I realize there have to be some adjustments, but I think absolutely, spending time in smaller towns or inner cities or one-to-one with people, yes. Staying overnight in people's homes, absolutely. I don't see any reason why not. I know
Secret Service allow that?
Well, I know at some point that all that, the press of security and the national media's demands begin to crowd in. But I would like to keep that out. It introduces so much artificiality into a process that you really want to be honest and genuine in the exchanges. I don't know Iowa or New Hampshire that well, but they appear to me places where our style of being informal and being with people works at least for a while.
Are you making any contacts with people there?
No, but they're making contacts with us. Not a day goes by we don't hear from people and who have advice for us and say they'd like to be part of it if we go. So we're keeping everybody's name because if it's yes, then we'll want everybody's help, and if it's no, then I owe them an answer and an explanation.
Does other fundraising by other candidates make a difference with you? Does anything other Republican candidates might be doing make a difference?
No, it really doesn't. I mean, I wish them all well, and if they're raising money, I guess it means that people are excited about their candidacies. That's good. I happen to think that this thing doesn't get settled by who has the most money. I think that it has a lot more to do with the quality of somebody's vision for the future of the country and ideas about how to turn around our problems and build that future. And I think the more the better. I assume everybody will get their say and their day in court.
How about Huckabee and Trump out now? How does that impact your decision, if at all?
Not at all. I mean, I think it'd be great if there were more folks running as opposed to fewer. Again, the competition's always, I think, a good idea. So I wish more people would say yes as opposed to no, but it wouldn't affect the way we would think about it.
Are you surprised at the extent to which Newt Gingrich's campaign seems to be stumbling and falling apart like a week into it?
Oh, I wouldn't overreact to any one event. It's going to be a long, long time. Every candidate going to make mistakes and have their good days too. I don't doubt for a minute. You just have to recognize that if you enter such an environment, that, you'll make mistakes and you'll say things that when you think about them you would have said differently. And I think we have to be a little bit forgiving.
How much of the speculation caused you to change your job? Has it caused doing the governor's job any difficulty or make it any harder to do your job?
I've tried to discipline myself, as I said earlier, to stick to my duties and my knitting, certainly through the end of the General Assembly. I will say this, that all the attention is good in at least one respect. It is bringing a lot of attention to Indiana. There's only one reason that for all this speculation, and as people keep reminding me, it's not because I'm so good looking. It's because they see Indiana in a very different place. Nation's broken. We're rock solid. government works here, and it doesn't work very well elsewhere. We're trying new things and breaking new ground in infrastructure and education and all these other areas, and anything that brings attention to Indiana might bring jobs here, and that part I really like.
If you should decide to run for president, would you stay as governor? Can you do both jobs at the same time?
That's a very good question, and I think the answer is yes. But I agree it's a legitimate question. Might have to try it for a while. I guess I would say if I saw it detracting in any meaningful way from the duty to deliver great service to Hoosiers and keep taxes down and so forth, then I'd rethink it.
Is there a void in the GOP field that only you can fill? Do you see any other candidates as having a chance?
Oh, I think there's a lot of good people, and it's awfully early. We haven't heard really what some of them think about the big questions. So, no, nobody's indispensable, least of all me.
You met with Ed Gillespie this week. Is he under consideration if you run as a top aide?
Oh, he's too busy, I think, for that. He was in town on other business, and we are old pals from before anybody heard of either one of us. So he just stuck his head in, and it was great to see him. He's a very smart guy, and the sort of person whose advice you'd like to have. But he's got a business and ambitions of his own.
Some people are already trying to paint you as kind of a Bush protege, which obviously you are. Is that a positive or a negative?
Well, it's an eye of the beholder thing. I think that if we were to go, there would be all kinds of people that are very credible in our politics who would associate with us, and so then people would say, is he, I don't want to name names, but is he a Bush person or a Barber person or some other kind? And I would hope if we did this, we would demonstrate an ability to bring together all kinds of different people and different elements of the coalition that sometimes votes Republican.
Were you serious about Condoleezza Rice as a possible vice
That was a very offhand comment to a student, who asked me. I don't know. The point is I haven't thought a minute about that, and why would you? I might not run myself, let alone ever be in a position to invite someone to be a partner.
Everyone keeps saying social conservatives are wary of you. Do you consider yourself a social conservative?
I do. I think the record reflects that. But I respect people's right to want more emphasis or maybe more stridency about these things. I've sometimes thought that the best way to advance these things was by example and sometimes by speaking more softly, trying to reach people in their hearts. Some of these questions, I think, only get settled in the hearts of people ultimately, as opposed to browbeating them into agreement. But I think anybody who looks at our record and the way we have done our duties and maybe led our life would probably put that label on us.